Game came down to finish. Down a score right there. We're running the ball really well and throwing an interception on that drive. They turned it around into points right away, and the game got away from us there. The message to the team was just consistency. Can we just play consistent football, still working through all the issues that we need to work through, but can we keep taking steps, where you come out of a game and you feel like, there was balance to what we were doing, had a better day on third down, which allowed us to get into our run game and hit some passes down the field, but it's about the finish, and we have to be able to do that.
You referenced the interception. How deflating was that for the defense? And is this defense in its current state, does it almost need the offense to be perfect?
For all of us, it's definitely, hard when we get into those situations in a one-score game, and we just got to finish. There's nothing else to say about it than that, just finish on our terms and be able to, punch that in and get a 2-point opportunity there and turn it into a game. So that's something that we got to continue to learn how to put a full game together.
Dave, you talk about complementary football all the time, and when the defense is giving up 35 to 38 points per game, and there's that lack of margin for error for the offense, how can you go to the offense and then expect them to be perfect in that type of scenario?
You just play football. You just keep playing ball. We have a mix of our plays. We're looking at the pictures in between drives and seeing, what's available for us, and we just got to keep playing ball that way. That's just what it is. For my mentality for our team, we try not to make big assumptions and judge the game based on what happens in the course of it. We just got to go to the next drive. We got to be ready to just continue to play football, and that's the discipline and mentality that we have to have.
You mentioned that on that drive, Chuba was running the ball well.
Yes.
It was 2nd and 8. Was that a design play for Andy to pass that, or what happened there?
Yeah, it was just as we were running the ball really well, and as we're doing that, that's when you get to mix some of the passes and things in there, and we just have to make sure we execute right there and finish.
As someone who commits himself to the run game, how difficult is it in particular when your defense can't seem to stop the run, struggles to stop the run?
Yeah, we just got to continue to improve those things. Look at the film, see where the voids are at, and the techniques and the things that are happening there. And that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll get to the film, and we'll just try to keep taking the next step for our football team.
How encouraging is it to see Xavier and Coker respond the way they have to their early reps?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great to see those guys, to see the investment, to see the work that they've been putting in come to life. Guys that we're counting on to make plays, and they made their plays that came to them today.
Coach Hubbard, he had what you call maybe an adventurous first half, but he came back 92 yards and 4 straight runs at the beginning of the fourth quarter. How much confidence do you have in him?
Yeah, it's our system, and that's the way that we play our football. Is can we continue to play our style of football late into games, and it was playing out just the way we wanted it to, and we got to finish.
Are there any other buttons that Jarrell can push? I mean, you guys have had so many injuries over there. What more can he do, or you guys as staff do to help this defense?
I truly believe we go to our concepts, we play our system and our concepts well. Guys got to fit together. We got to play team defense and stop the plays that are there to stop, and I truly believe that. Jarrell believes it, and we're going to go right back to the film. We're going to watch it. We're just going to attack the fundamentals and the basics because that's what we got. If we can just make the story as simple as that, can we get better at our fundamentals, just the basics of what we're doing and how we fit in different type of run styles. And that's the challenge for us, is just to keep taking that next step and improving our football.
Dave, it seemed like it was one of the louder crowds that you've had as head coach, at least at home. Did you kind of feel like the energy kind of came out after that interception, that final one?
Honestly, we just focused on, okay, what mode are we in now? How do we attack this? What are they going to play in these situations? And just kind of accumulating and gathering information and do that. That's really the focus for the whole group, is can we just go to the next drive? Can we keep working until there's no time? And that's what we're trying to do.
What did Andy say he saw on that interception?
We haven't talked specifically about all that. And, of course, like those conversations, I won't, air out for sure.
What did you see on the play? It looked like Terrell had pretty good coverage on it.
He made a great play. He made a great play on it.
No Taylor, how did Yash do today?
Yash had a solid day. Settled in some early things, and he settled in and played fine football and gave us a chance. you know, with the run game and the pass game, you know, as we went into the second half. So I was really encouraged by how that group settled in and played together as the game went on.
You haven't challenged a lot of plays, but to come out with the Trevin Wallace fumble, how was the communication on that? Who is the person that reviews that in the booth, and then how was the communication there with the
Yeah, it was great. They let me know really early, like this is close, and anytime it's close, it's worth the challenge, you know, and it costs you a timeout in the first half. Those are the opportunities you just got to see if they can take a second look at it, you know, and Falcons did a great job of trying to go fast in that situation, so I knew I was going to have to make a decision there, and George Lee was upstairs, had a good look on it, and gave me the information I needed, so we challenged it, and I was happy to get that.
The 2-minute drive at the end of the first half, it seemed like everything was in a rhythm. How different are those drives for Andy as opposed to, you know, the more scripted drives?
It's just great execution. You know, these are the plays we run, and we just ask these guys to hone in on the details, especially in those types of situations where you get a little bit more coverage. The defense certainly is clued in, and, you know, Andy found some plays with his legs, threw to some guys. We were fortunate enough to get down there tight and finished it in the end zone, which is great, you know, and these are things that we work on all the time. So there's, you know, just I was fired up about that, obviously, and knew that we were doing a good enough job moving the ball, you know.
A week ago, you brought Bryce in when the game was kind of decided.
Yeah.
You let Andy stay in this time. Is that more of a affirmation, a confirmation of him maintaining his starting quarterback?
Really, for me, we're always having those conversations. You know, again, I'll keep those conversations that we have private, but in that situation, I wanted Andy to just finish the game.
Will Andy be your quarterback this upcoming
Yes, Andy will be playing against the Commanders this next week.
You've been talking for a while about finding your identity. The identity the last couple of weeks has been
Yeah.
pretty much what we saw tonight, it felt like. Is this kind of what the identity is going to be for this season, you think?
Absolutely. Starts with the run game, the mix of the passes, you know. Were we perfect on every drive? No, but it felt right. It felt like we could get into our calls. We could be aggressive at the times when we could, and we could count on the run game when we needed it, you know, and to be able to, you know, drive the ball all the way down the field with the mentality of running the ball is fantastic. I mean, that just felt so right, you know, and the defense was getting worn out, and we just kept hitting those runs, you know. So those are things we got to be able to finish. One more. All right, thank you.